This is a global news update on top accolade news. The headlines: MPs vote to decriminalize abortion. Oil prices surge. India denies US role in ceasefire talks with Pakistan. North Korea to send 6,000 military workers to Russia. We'll start with the focus in politics. MP vote to decriminalize abortion. MPs have overwhelmingly backed an amendment to decriminalize abortion in England and Wales, marking the most significant change in abortion law in nearly 60 years. The amendment, introduced by Labour MP Tonia, passed by a majority of 242 and ensures that women will no longer face criminal investigation for ending their pregnancy outside the legal framework, including after 24-week limits.
Is he aware of the fact that it is impossible medically to determine if somebody has had a miscarriage or they have used abortion pills? Yeah. So the cases that are being brought forward to these women do not have a scientific or medical basis, only suspicion and others. And so actually, if we really wanted to protect the woman, we would make sure that she had the right advice and the right medical support throughout her pregnancy.
Yeah. While the law still penalizes anyone assisting an illegal abortion, campaigners and medical bodies have welcomed the change as a vital step forward for women's rights. The move follows recent high-profile cases of women facing persecution and aims to protect vulnerable individuals from outdated legal penalties. The amendment must now pass through the House of Lords before becoming law. Shifting focus to economy, oil prices surge. Oil prices jumped sharply on Tuesday, with Brent crude rising 4.4% and West Texas Intermediate up 4.3%, and escalating tension between Israel and Iran stoke fear for a wider conflict involving the United States. The spike follows Israeli airstrike on multiple Iranian oil and gas facilities and President Trump's aggressive rhetoric demanding unconditional surrender from Tehran. While global energy flows remain largely uninterrupted, the potential for further escalation, including disruption of vital routes, has unsettled markets. Analysts warn that the broader offensive targeting Iranian oil exports could trigger serious supply shocks, although OPEC and other producers may partially offset losses. Moving to international relations, India denies US role in ceasefire talks with Pakistan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi told US President Donald Trump during a phone call on the sidelines of the G7 summit that the recent ceasefire between India and Pakistan was reached through direct military talks between the two countries, not through US mediation, as previously claimed by Trump. India Foreign Secretary said that the Modi firmly rejected any suggestion of third-party involvement, reiterating India's long-standing stance against external mediation. The four-day conflict in May followed a deadly attack in Indian Kashmir and led an intense cross-border strike. Modi also declined Trump's request for a US stopover due to prior commitment, but invited him to visit India later this year for the Quad Summit, an invitation Trump accepted. Still in international relations, North Korea to send 6,000 military workers to Russia. North Korea would deploy 6,000 military personnel to Russia's war-affected Kursk region to assist with mine clearance and reconstruction, in a move that signals growing military cooperation between Pyongyang and Moscow. Russian Security Council Secretary announced the decision after meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in Pyongyang, revealing that 1,000 engineers will handle deepening tasks, while 5,000 construction workers will help rebuild infrastructure damaged by Ukrainian strike. The deployment, which followed earlier reports of North Korean combat troops in the region, has triggered strong concern from South Korea and the United States, with both countries condemning the partnership as a violation of international sanctions and a direct support of North Korea's illicit weapon programs. You're watching the Global News Update on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us. Still to come. Thanks for staying with us. Moving on in international relations, India and Canada agreed to restore diplomatic ties. India and Canada have agreed to restore diplomatic relations by appointing new high commissioners to each other's capitals following a bilateral meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney at the G7 summit. Both leaders committed to rebuilding stability in their relationship, resuming high-level dialogue on trade, connectivity, and people-to-people ties. The diplomatic thaw comes after months of tension linked to accusation and expulsion of diplomats over a controversial investigation into the 2023 murder of separatists in Canada. Modi and Carney reaffirmed the importance of shared democratic values and a rules-based international order, signaling a hopeful reset in India-Canada relations. In disaster, flights cancelled as Indonesia volcano erupts. Dozens of international and domestic flights to and from Indonesia's popular resort island of Bali were cancelled on Wednesday after a mountain erupted in the eastern province of East Nusa Tenggara. The volcano, located on Flores Island, sent a massive ash cloud 10 kilometers into the sky, prompting authorities to raise the alert in its highest level and shut down nearby Cedar Airport. Bali's airport reported 32 flight cancellation affecting airlines. Over 450 families were evacuated as volcanic ash blanketed nearby villages, with tremors and erupting continuing. Officials warn of potential mud flows and urge residents to stay at least 7 kilometers from the crater. Moving to entertainment, Trump grants TikTok 90-day extension. US President Donald Trump will grant TikTok a 90-day extension this week to find a non-Chinese buyer, delaying a potential ban for the third time amid ongoing national security concerns and political tensions with China. The White House confirmed the move on Tuesday, emphasizing Trump's desire to keep the popular video sharing app available to Americans while ensuring data privacy. TikTok's Chinese parent company remains in talk with US officials, with proposal involving US investors like Oracle and Blackstone under consideration. While Trump had previously supported a ban, he has since praised TikTok's influence, particularly in attracting young voters, and signaled willingness to reach a deal. The app continues to operate normally and recently launched new AI-powered advertising tools, even as uncertainty remains over the fate of its valuable algorithm. Now in sports, Juventus signed €408 million sponsorship extension with Adidas through 2038. Juventus has secured a major financial boost by extending their sponsorship deal with Adidas in a €408 million agreement that will see the sportswear giant remain the club's technical sponsor until 2038, reportedly worth €43 million per season. The 10-year renewal not only cements one of the most lucrative kit deals in European football, but also expand Adidas' role in Juventus' pre-season activities, including hosting the club's 2025 training camp and its global headquarters in Germany. The announcement follows a wave of commercial moves by the Italian club, including a sleek partnership with cryptocurrency platform Whitebit and the continuation of Jeep and Visit Detroit as main shirt sponsors. That concludes our global news updates for today. Stay tuned for more global news and developments. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ojorumi Okocha. Connect and engage with us on all our social media handles. Do have a wonderful day.